Hello everyone, my name is Drew and I'm a student mentor at Carleton University's Science Student Success Center, and I'm going to talk to you about time management, the first in a series of time management videos, specifically about making a schedule. So, time management in general, you have to manage your time efficiently in order to be successful, because if you don't have a good grasp of what you have to do and how long you have to do it, you're not going to be able to do things efficiently. And so you need to be able to determine when things need to be done, what you have to do, and how you can do it the best that you can, because being prepared like that is equal to success. And winging it, not having good time management skills, not being prepared equals a fail. And I mean that in the general sense and in the the interwebs sense as a epic fail. And as science students, we face many things, so we need time management to do these successfully. We have to write lab reports, we have textbook readings, assignments, midterms, final exams, and not to mention extracurricular things like being on a sports team or a debating team or whatever it is, being part of a club, getting a pedicure, as in this case. So there's a lot of stuff. So we need to be able to manage our time efficiently. But how do we do that? Just you got to manage it, and I'm here to tell you how to do that. And the first step in time management is making a schedule. So on the Carleton University or the Science Student Success Center website, on the Carleton University website, we have a template for making a schedule, but you can make those in things like Office or WordPerfect. Well, I mean, nobody uses WordPerfect, but anymore. But you just no offense, Krill. I mean, I used to use WordPerfect a lot, but you just have to have something. You can even make it by hand, but something where you can lay out what you have to do on each day during the week. But a schedule, it's really important, and you have to consider, how much wood chuck chuck. What do you have to do? When does it need to be done? You have to sit down and think critically about what's most important, what things are necessary to do, what things are do you have a little more leeway with, and you have to be honest, because if you dedicate too much time to one thing, you think you need more time for that when you really don't. Then that's not efficient. And if you dedicate, not enough time to something and you think, oh, I can finish it that fast. No, you have to be honest with yourself. If you dedicate only an hour to a lab report in your schedule, well, that's not going to be enough time. You usually need 4 to 12 hours to write a lab report. So be honest, because when you lie, I cry. And nobody wants to see that. But when you're making your schedule, there's certain things that you should focus on. I'm just going to grab my mouse here. Mandatory class time, hours spent in the lab, office hours, so TA and professor office hours that you want to attend, tutorials and discussion groups, past sessions, which are of course peer-assisted study sessions, which are helpful for studying, but you'll learn about those at some point if you're only in first year. If you're second year or third or whatever, I'm sure you already know about those. But anyways, you have to consider travel time to and from school. If it takes you an hour to travel to school, that has to be a part of your schedule. You have to consider that when you're making time to do your other work, because if you say, okay, well, I can work on my lab report in the morning before I go to school, but I also have an hour commute, and you don't schedule time for that, well, where are you going to put in your lab report time if you don't consider your travel time? And as well as things like eating and sleeping, those you have to consider too. And you need sleep. You have to recover. Nobody can go without sleep. I've only met one person who's gone just without sleep and was able to maintain a perfect GPA, and she's insane. And I hope no one else will try that, because it's not human. You shouldn't attempt that. It's just unnatural. Anyways, extracurricular activities, which I mentioned. Time for work if you have a job. A lot of it, we need to pay for tuition somehow. So if you have a part-time job, you have to consider that. That's an important part of your schedule. Time to prepare for classes, time to review notes taken in class, time to study, time to do assignments, which is not the same as study time. You have to devote time to studying for your courses as well as doing their assignments. You have to take all these things into account. You should have an hour of miscellaneous time each day in case you fall behind. And of course, time for breaks, because everybody needs a break. So you have to consider, too, how do you roll? Do you study best in the morning or the evening? Do you study better in a group? So should you schedule time to study when you can be with a group or when you should be alone? Things like that. So those are very important when you're making your schedule, and you have to first assess what works best for you and when you should put those things in your schedule. So some people can do things in small amounts of time, so they like splitting things up into small time periods. So 5 minutes before class, I'll read for a little bit, then I'll read for another 20 minutes later, things like that. Or some people prefer having blocks of just getting one thing done, and you have to determine what works best for you. And if you don't know, ask. Come to the SSSC, the Science Student Success Center, and ask us for help about making a schedule. Because nobody, some people have never made a schedule before. So if you don't know how, feel free to ask, and we can certainly help you. Because we're mentors for a reason. We have the knowledge to help you and the experience to help you succeed. And just try it too. If you've never made a schedule before, and you don't know how to do it, you might think, well, I don't really want to bother doing this. It's going to be a waste of time. Well, you don't know that until you try it. So it might help you a lot. So try it out and just give it a shot. Anyways, that's all I have to say. My name's Drew. If you have any questions, come to the Science Student Success Center, located in 1152 Herzberg, for questions about anything, whether schedules or anything else related to success in science. But feel free to stop by. I hope to see you, and I hope this helped. Thanks a lot.